So my topic was food waste in the United States and the problems, the solutions that we can do to solve this problem. The introduction, sorry. An article by the National Resource Defence Council, the NRDC, states that the US wastes 40% of all its food. So from the minute the food is made, either bought in, prepared, and when it actually gets to your table, we've lost 40% of that food in some way. So just put that into perspective. If we were to get 730 football stadiums and fill every single one of those to the top with edible, wasted food, that's what America wastes every single year. There's a massive amount of food in reality. So why is it important? At the end of the day, food affects everyone. It's a problem that you can't get away from. We all need food to live. Doesn't matter where you're from, your race, your nationality, how old you are, we all need food to survive. And it's obviously an incredibly important resource. There's an issue I've researched intensely, and using scientific data and real life stories, I'll highlight the issue for you. So the United States is well known for high levels of food wastage. And without a change in our mindsets and eating habits, I believe the crisis in the US will get worse. So, the problems. The economic impact for your family and for yourself is massive. So a documentary in Just Eat It, a food waste story, said the average American household wastes 15 to 25% of the groceries they purchase. So just imagine this. You go to the grocery store, you buy 4 bags of groceries. On your way to your car, you drop one of them in the parking lot. You carry on walking, you go home. That's the equivalent of what you're doing every single time you go to the grocery store. 25% of your food is immediately just being wasted. So the next problem is the cultural mindset that we have. We have a mindset where the last option is the bad option. If you see one single vegetable in a massive pile that's the last one there, chances are it's going to stay there and it's going to be wasted, because we immediately think as a culture that the last option has to be a bad option. So the USDA states that 31% of all food waste occurs at retail and consumer level. So we throw away food that's edible just because it doesn't look as good. As you can see from the picture, that's all food that's being thrown away. Every single one of them is perfectly edible. So the climate change effects. Now, an article from the EPA suggests about 95% of the food we throw away ends up in landfills. And the problem with landfills is it doesn't decompose properly. When it doesn't decompose and it's put in an environment where all the food is really close together, it doesn't decompose properly and it creates high amounts of methane. Obviously, we know the problem with methane is incredibly harmful to the environment. And the more landfills they are, the more food that's wasted, the worse this methane production is. Now, I understand the counter-argument to this. We always see that I'm one person, how can I change what's going on in a country in America? But if you make this financial change for yourself, the possibilities and the sort of effects it will have on the environment as a whole really works out for you. So it's working out financially for you and environmentally for the planet. So the solutions. Becoming more knowledgeable about your food. A study from the RNDC showed that about labels on food showed that 91% of consumers have thrown away food out of concern for its safety. So because we don't understand these labels, because we get unsure of whether the milk is good or bad, we just throw it away. Well, actually, it's probably perfectly fine. Now, preparation and storage. The New York Times article all about this was saying that the majority of households will waste a lot of food purely because of poor storage and poor preparation. Food that looks good and smells good is probably perfectly edible. Now, impulse buying. So plan your shopping. A lot of us, when we go to a shop, we end up buying something that's immediately in front of us. It catches our eye. It's impulse buying. The shops do this. An article, the Dating Game article, it states that Americans spend between $1,365 to $2,275 annually per household of 4 on food that gets thrown away. So we're buying impulsing when we go to the shops and we're wasting that food that we buy. To conclude. To recap, the US has high levels of food wastage. By not changing our mindsets and eating habits, the food crisis in America may be deadly to the future. No one person can solve this problem. It needs real strong government leadership and real sort of legislation to be brought in to change it. But if you make this change financially, then it helps yourself and it helps the environment in the long run. Now, So start to research food labels, your storage and preparation, and put a stop to wasteful impulse buying. Dana Gunder's paper, Wasted, says that Americans are throwing out the equivalent of $165 billion of food each year. So do not be a part of that statistic. Avoid that. Start to save money on your food instead of wasting it. Thank you.